Hello, my name is Raquel, and I am the social entrepreneur, also known as the Sugar Free Coach. I'm the founder of Better Me Inc. and the Extreme Network Live, also known as TXL. Thank you so much to my friends who have been encouraging me to get back online with my videos. I've been missed. That's such a great feeling. I've got a lot going on right now. I'm a Zumba instructor. I'm also serving on a couple of boards, as well as I am the ambassador coordinator and a speaker for the Atlanta Beltline, and a couple of other things that I will let you in on later. Of course, there's a book that's going to be releasing soon called Living Sugar Free. We've got a couple of really great groups going on, and thank you so much to everyone who has been participating in the groups and supporting TXNL online as well as in person. If you want to find out more about me, you can visit AndreaRaquel.com. That's AndreaRaquel.com. I believe there should be a link on the screen, but just in case, you can spell it out. You can also visit our network at thenetworklive.com, and you can join our network at txnl.bettermeinc.net. There's all the websites for you. Okay, what are we going to talk about? Well, it's been a minute since I've been online, and this time around we're going to keep it very casual. I went offline, and I have been saying and just insisting to everyone that I'm not going to do any more video as long as I have to edit and produce and do all of that. So there is a happy medium. I have been challenged and told that, it's a sign of fear to wait until everything's perfect before you sort of jump out there. So I decided to go back to being very raw and very uncut, and of course that's what being sugar free is all about. So we're going to be bringing you whatever I can think of to bring you. I'm not going to have a script, and I'm not going to do a whole lot of editing because I just don't have time. And if the language or if the video is off, or if my if my mouth isn't moving properly according to the sound, hey, I don't know, but you're going to get some really great content. If you hear some noises in the background, that's because I may be filming it from my laptop or from my Android, but hey, we're going to get it done. So I'm going to cover some topics, and I'm going to go back over some things, and I'm going to share some old video footage with you and some clips and some reports and studies and things that I've been working on. And sad to say, a lot of the things that I've previously talked about last year and previous years on the Daily Dose, as well as Andrea in the Morning, these things are still an issue. Things like social engineering and privacy, as well as not being able to secure domain names and web design, and a lot of issues that entrepreneurs deal with, and that just in general professionals and people who are trying to live an excellent life tend to deal with. And we don't talk about some things. We don't talk about things like traffic tickets and suspended licenses and domains being hijacked and cell phone problems, and all of these website vendors that we may use, that sometimes when things go wrong you can't even get a person on the phone. So we're going to talk about some of those things. Maybe we'll even sprinkle in a little bit of relationships and some content from Single Remedies. So I am not afraid is the title of this video, and I just had this conversation yesterday, and ironically my video platform that I was using, that's a long story, but I was planning on not renewing it, but it accidentally renewed. So here I am. So what do I have for you this evening? We are going to be talking about domains because that's kind of what I'm on right now, and that's my little peeve for the day. Wow, I've been telling you for about 5 years now to make sure that you secure your domain name, and to make sure that you get your company name or your book title or whatever name it is that you have, that you're wrapping your brand in. It's different forms for different people. It may be an album title for someone, but whatever that thing is, it's sort of like a copyright in this day and age to go ahead and buy that domain. It's only $10. It's less stress than, the dealing with the copyright, name, trademark, and all of that. And of course, certainly you want to do those things, but in the meantime, definitely secure that domain name. Well, of course, we've been talking about that for years, and I'm sure most people have probably already heard this. If you've not already secured your name, you're working on it. And my domain name, I purchased originally through um, Microsoft, and Microsoft no longer is in the domain name business, so now it is held by Melbourne IT. And I'm not going to even get into the background or the technical or if Microsoft is doing it or is not. I don't know that much about it. But all I know is I had a domain name, and it is going to cost me a pretty penny, or it's costing me a pretty penny to recover that domain. So, lesson learned. Do not ever, ever, ever let a domain name that you plan on holding for a long period of time to recover, because what happens is once it expires, it goes into a period called redemption. Now, don't ask me what exactly that means. The customer service representative couldn't explain it to me, but the bottom line is once it goes into redemption, you have to pay based on how many days it is, and after a certain number of days, it drops off and it goes back into the open market. So, um, yeah, you don't want to let your names expire. Take it from me. That lesson is learned. Many people are just now getting their domain name secured, so maybe you've only had yours for a year, maybe you've only had it for 6 months and this hasn't come up yet. But mark your calendar. Look at your account if you can. If you have multiple domain names, be sure that you put them all on a cycle where they're going to all renew at the same time, or maybe in groups, so that it'll be more affordable. But whatever you do, give yourself a reminder just in case, the email's going somewhere crazy or it goes in your spam box, or just do not take that lightly. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about? A friend of mine the other day told me that, or showed me an email that they received, and I wish I had it in front of me. I actually have several emails like this, and maybe I'll start posting those in a blog. But this is one of those emails where it starts off saying "Dear Beloved," but it's claiming to be from BMW Group or something like that. Now, um, um, the way that you can recognize these emails is because they typically use some type of common recognizable brand, and then they'll twist it. So, for example, BMW is a very large, very recognizable brand. We all know BMW. They don't play around with their brand. It's always BMW. It's not ever BMW something else. Or, unless it was a division of BMW, but BMW doesn't, that I know. I have a division that's going around contacting people to give them free money for sweepstakes that they didn't, you know, enter. So, just be very, very careful. Um, I personally am trying to not use email as much. I want to make sure that people who receive information from me, especially if there's a secure relationship, a contract, or if they're a client or something like that, that they know that they have received that information in a secure environment. So if there's some random email that looks like it's from me, they know that it's probably not. So be very, very careful with your emails, not only the emails that you're receiving, but also the emails that you are sending. Be careful with allowing your email account to just collect lots and lots of junk mail, or you're not logging into it periodically, or you're sending large amounts of email to lots of people and you're not blind copying those people. So just be very, very careful with email. It's a really great way to get hacked, be socially engineered, and that sort of thing. So just wanted to share that. Okay, merchants and vendors is my next note that I have. I'm about to go through my Twitter account and I'm about to just delete all of the brand names that I'm following. I'm a little salty. I feel as though corporations right now have no sense of loyalty to their consumers and to their clients. And I know it's a business, but um, I would appreciate if we just kind of got back to the old ways of doing things and serving customers and appreciating customers. I mean, certainly a company as large as Sprint isn't going to know every customer and know me by name. But once you have me in the system and you're telling me that I'm a premier valued customer, this, that, and the other, that's great when you say that when you want to sell me something. But when I have a problem, those are the times that I expect you to remember that I am a valued premier customer. So, yeah, I'm going to make one more phone call to Sprint, and then I am going to probably change phone carriers finally. If you know me, if you've been in my circle anytime, you've known that I have been a cheerleader for Sprint for almost 10 years now, and it's not because it's been easy. It's because I trusted and believe that if you're a valued customer and if you work to be a valued customer, then you're going to get certain perks in return. And I do get certain perks from Sprint. But when the chips are down, when there's an error made, when there's an accidental overage, these are the times where you really need that value to be seen, and those are the times when it's not. So that's my other little rant. Be very, very careful with how you select your contracts. There are a lot of online companies that we deal with. This whole situation with these domain names is a great example. I'm just I'm not satisfied with um, sending my money somewhere, auto debits, automatic withdrawals from my account, but when something goes wrong, I can't get anyone on the phone. That's why I don't use Skype anymore. I just, being a paying customer and you can't get a live person, and the people who are doing these um, online chats, it's just not good service. And if you're providing a free service and it's just some free app, great. You don't have to speak with people live if you don't want to. But when people are paying their money and you know, uh, you're basing the service that you're going to provide that person based on them paying you the money, and there's questions in billing, and there's just too many issues to to bill people money for something that they have no access to a solutions team or any type of customer service representative when things go wrong. Recently, we've moved from Ning to, or we're trying, should I say, to move from Ning to SharePoint. That's a learning experience for all of us. Microsoft is opening a new platform called Office 365, and it's a SharePoint-based platform, and I have not seen it done before, but we are attempting to uh, create a model, if you will, that can be very social and interactive for an organization. More so than just an intranet, but more of really an organizational internal social network. So that's what I've been up to. Excuse me. And that's probably why I've been having challenges with vendors, because I'm crazy and I try all kinds of different things. I'm like the mad scientist over here. And that's why I don't spend more time on video. If I could shave my head bald and just get on camera, I probably would do that. But we have to do a little extra before we get on video for the whole world. So for those of you who wonder why I don't chit chat with you every day, that's a lot to do, and also work and consult and speak and teach. And so we're going to bring it to you raw, and my hair might not always be done, and I might not always have on makeup, so don't be disappointed if I get on the air one day with, like ketchup on my face or something because I'm rushing